Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Chatty Chonga.
Hi everyone. Today we will be I can't. Okay. No.
See?
No, okay. Today we will be talking about drugs.
No. And clearly we are on some.
Yes, we did a little smoky. Wait, what was the name of the weed you got?
We smoked lemonade.
No. The one today. It was a funny name.
Oh, today we bought lemonade and Gorilla Skittles.
Gorilla Skittles.
Yes, we smoked a little bit of lemonade mixed with strawberry guava.
Something like that. We'll see. How's this feeling nice?
Clearly.
So I'm back on. I took a little break from weed, and now I'm kind of back onto it a little bit. Back onto it. It's like I do smoke
back on it.
Yeah.
You're smoking multiple times a day.
Hey, it's what gets me through winter.
I agree.
It keeps me warm inside and out.
Seasonal depression is real.
And it makes life a little better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'd rather do that than drinking, in my opinion.
As I'm having a beer.
Yeah.
I like drinking. I would put them equal.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I really want to drink. Like, I don't...
So you're an alcoholic? No, kidding.
I mean, look, not even.
Don't say that.
I'm not an alcoholic.
No, you're not an alcoholic.
Right? I'm not an alcoholic. Maybe at a certain point
No,
in time
we'll just go out a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to have a drink. I enjoy alcohol, definitely.
Honestly, like, since we're like hanging out, I drink so much with you. I do not on my own. Like, I do not. I hate the feeling the day after. I get super sick from it. I'm like literally allergic to alcohol or something. I get so sick.
I don't know
what's wrong.
I feel like for me, like, I really do like to drink, like, for the experience of it rather than for the point of getting drunk. You know, like, if we go to lunch or dinner, I'll have a glass of wine with the meal, not necessarily because, like, I'm trying to get fucked up, I want to get wasted, but, like, because it enhances the experience. You know, like, if you have, especially, I hate to say it, I know about this stuff, like, if you have a nice wine with a meal, it adds something to it.
See, like, I appreciate, like, in terms of with wine or any drink, I appreciate if it's, like, made really well or whatever, but, like, at the end of the day, I'm like, this is alcohol, like, I'm gonna get a little... I'm more of the I'm gonna get not a little messy, but I'm just. It's not that I'm saying it's all the same to me, but it's not like. I can't really tell the difference sometimes with certain.
No, I mean, like, I get that.
Yeah,
I get that.
I'm just like, wine's wine, beer's beer. Like, obviously, there's the things that make them taste. Yeah, but like, I'm just not. I'm like, this just gets me fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of the other night, we went out. I was down bad. Not an excuse. Not saying an excuse. But like when you're drinking, drink responsibly. But
I want to preface this episode, honestly, before we take off. I want to preface this episode by saying, anything we're talking about today, any drugs, drinking.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Do it responsibly.
Yeah, please.
Like, please, if you decide.
No drinking and driving.
Definitely not.
Don't do anything hard and messy.
Yeah.
Make sure if you are doing drugs, you look into it and. You're doing it with the right people.
Doing it with the right people.
Like, know your limits.
Yeah.
Like, we're just talking from past experiences and, like, what we're...
And maybe you will take some of these stories that you hear today and...
Be like, I want to be sober.
Yeah, like, choose to live your life a little bit more carefully.
Yeah. But back to the other night. I was, like... Which is, like, 2 nights ago. I was, like, down bad. And I decided to get a little loose on the wine. And when I say a little loose, I was like 6 glasses,
loose, like
glasses.
loose cannon kind of loose.
Loose cannon. So we were on the couch and we were recapping the night, and they were just like, "Did you know you got like literally manhandled, picked up, and like thrown out of a fucking
picked up and
bar
carried out of a bar
while there's a drag performance going on?"
Yes.
Don't remember the drag performance.
He doesn't remember. A lot of the night.
After that, or maybe before, We go into some random bar, which we don't even know.
Yeah, lost bar. This was before, honey.
Fuck.
Yeah, before. No idea what the bar is. Go ahead.
And we go in, and what did you say? Like, they were just closing. They were like, oh, it's one more drink.
Yeah, there were people our age. Well,
Were
it
they
was
our age?
two. It was two people who were like about our age.
Okay.
Who worked there, and this one very sketchy old man, and they were the only people there.
Amazing.
We all really hit it off.
Yes, of course. Social. Oh, I'm a social butterfly when I'm drunk.
Yeah.
So, of course, I had to ask them to play 212 by Azalea Banks. I had my song request. Which I feel like you told me to do that and I just did it.
I don't remember telling you to do it, but I don't remember a lot of things from the night too, so maybe I did.
And so then after that, you can explain it from there because I'm gone. Arena.
Oh, yeah. Well, so basically, like, that place was closing. We went with the bartenders to this other bar with the drag show where you ended up getting by two, like, big dudes, like, grab your shoulders and just carry you
Thrown
out.
to the side.
Thrown to the streets.
Like manhandled, but not in a good way.
Not in a good way. Like, you said you have bruises.
Yeah, they squeeze my arms really tight. They're
Girl, that's hot, but not in that context.
Yeah. But it's because I've been messy, and first of all, have to say, mid-20s, I've been messy a couple times.
This is not the first time.
But I don't do it. Like, it's rare. It's super rare that I get like that. And like I said, no excuses. Like, I was going through it.
That's what he thinks. This is actually not a podcast episode. This is an intervention
for you. For you.
Yeah, no, for me, because...
No, we could talk about... Oh, we already talked about the last time you, like, blacked out.
Oh, on the embarrassing stories episode?
Go on the embarrassing. Yeah, go back.
If you don't want to drink ever again, listen.
Literally.
Go, we talk about
but what was... Okay. But anyways, when was the last time you, like, had an experience like that? Like, too much to drink and you were just like, whoa, what the fuck?
I mean, it's been a really long time since I've, like, had so... Like
a couple months? Girl, you blacked out over the summer.
Well, with your friend.
No, I feel like
I don't think so.
I think so.
When? When did I... Oh, you want to know what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you went to the pool.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking about.
Because I'm like, I remember a text like you being like... It was
day drinking. Yeah, we were day drinking by the pool.
What were you drinking?
Like Bacardi and Truly.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, it was not.
And when the sun is on you...
Oh, the sun was out, girl. It was 110 degrees outside. Cold drinks.
Sipping,
smoking,
dripping,
puff, passing.
No.
Yo, damn, that was iconic.
Do you remember like one of the first times you got really fucked up?
Oh, I remember the very first time I ever like got destroyed. It was New Year's Eve. The one, yeah.
I think mine was New Year's too.
Yeah. So like, for Christmas we always traveled. So this was like the only time that I spent New Year's at home.
Mm-hmm.
Went to a friend's party.
Yeah.
Got so drunk, smoking so much weed. And it was high school, so like everybody was getting way too fucked up. And I remember like throwing up, like puking, and one of my friends comes to the door and she's like, oh my god, I just took the biggest like bong rip ever, I'm gonna puke. And we were just like taking turns. This friend, who you actually know, is my friend who lives in Brooklyn.
Okay, yes.
She throws the most
insane parties. You said that.
Because this is not the only time that it's happened. Like, I dyed my hair pink at one of her parties.
That was just crazy.
Yeah. Like, she throws down in a way that I don't
No. And it's the people you usually expect it, because I had a friend, and she had the nicest house ever, and like, just like the layout, it wasn't even like the size of it. It was just like the layout. And she had like her own property and everything, and her parties was just crazy because it was just so secluded, and like no one's gonna call the cops or no one. So we used to just do whatever we wanted at her house.
Yeah.
And
I remember at this, it's like this girl's mom was just like very chill. Like, the mom was kind of going through a lot at the time, I guess, but let us party. And I remember my ex-girlfriend was there, and we like were playing it super cool, and there's a picture of us, and we both just look like so fucking destroyed.
Have you ever had like a party ex, like the biggest party you went to moment, like in high school?
That was probably it.
Yeah, I was thinking
say,
there's this girl who threw one of the biggest, I'm not even kidding, like 200 people, like
wow.
300, 200 people. Like there were so many fucking people in this house. The house was destroyed.
That's a lot, yeah.
Like doors ripped off, sinks ripped off, like just people smoking in, like so many.
Did she have like a
people.
huge house or something?
Well, yes and no. Like it wasn't like anything crazy, but like there was just people outside, and my county is like made up of different like school districts, and so we had like 2 different counties like meet up at one house. So there was just so many fucking people, and that house got destroyed.
Wow. Girl, my house got destroyed one time.
Oh yeah, your last party.
My last
your
party,
work party.
my work party.
Your job
Girl,
was crazy.
My job was crazy.
Are you gonna dive into that? We're not allowed.
Hey, I mean, if
if you don't. Well,
What?
we're not gonna say names.
No, yeah, I mean, like...
Or details of the...
Excuse me, we're both a little sick. Too much partying, actually.
Yes.
But no, I worked with absolutely insane, crazy people who I loved. But every time, like, we would party together frequently, and every time it just was debauchery. The last time 2 people, we believe were fucking in the bathroom, broke the toilet, and flooded, like, most of the first floor.
How did they break the toilet?
I have no idea.
No, the story you told me where everyone was doing...
DMT.
Like, what the fuck?
Everyone was smoking DMT together at a work event, and the manager for that party, this was a Christmas party, the manager pulled up, hammered, blackout drunk, drove there, brought some random woman who, like, they were clearly, like, bumping purses a little bit that day. Yeah, brought this, like, total stranger, both of them blackout drunk, everyone smoking DMT, except for me, which is, like, totally off-brand. I don't need to be doing that, especially with my coworkers. The guy who was hosting the party, his wife also smoked the DMT. And, like, I kind of knew her.
Why are so many people doing DMT?
I don't know.
That's
I don't know.
crazy.
It sounds, everyone who's described it to me, including these people, make it sound so intense and unpleasant. Because this woman, the wife, she was sitting in this chair, and she's like, hey, like, you can't leave. Like, there's this black dog here, and it's like growling at me, and I'm freaking out. And there was no black dog there. She was just like fully...
No.
And I was like, okay, like, I'll chill.
I feel like in terms of like psychedelics and stuff, like the most I've done is acid, and the most I will continue to do, because I haven't done acid in years, is shrooms. I will never go above that. I feel like that's just like way too much and intense.
I think I agree.
Not judging anyone who actually does like harder psychedelics.
No, I mean, I think that there's
that's
like...
way too intense for me.
Yeah.
I also have anxiety.
I don't know. I would like... I don't even think that I would try the ayahuasca thing.
No, like, I'm okay.
The other thing with that
That's
is...
so scary.
And everyone describes it as so life-changing and so, like,
My life already does that enough.
Exactly. Like, I'm kind of happy with my life. I don't need it to be changed a ton.
Yeah, I do like shrooms though.
You do?
Yeah. Like ever since, I'm trying to think of the first time I tried shrooms, but I always had a good experience.
Really? You only tried shrooms after meeting me, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know who I did them with though.
Yeah.
But one of the first times I tried it was with 3 of my friends, and we had such a good time. Like, I had such a good...
The first time I did shrooms was at a Halloween party, which was also very fun. It was like it was a weird experience.
No, I just feel like... Yeah, I've only had one bad experience on shrooms. I had, like, literally psychosis mental breakdown. We were in Hawaii, and you were there, and I decided to do like almost like an 1/8 of shrooms by myself while eating an edible, and I literally went into like psychosis, like freaking out. Like it was the worst experience ever. And then
I like shrooms, but I think I have just really determined that like shrooms and weed do not
they're
mix.
not a good I don't know
They do
why. I
not
don't know
mix.
what's good with that. Like they're not a good mix.
Yeah. I in the past have mixed acid and weed, and I've enjoyed that. But shrooms and weed, it's a very
Imagine
different
doing
story.
shrooms and acid.
People do it.
What the fuck isn't there like a term for that?
Candy flipping is when you do Molly and then acid.
Okay.
Or
that's
acid and
so
Molly.
intense.
One of them, like, yeah.
No.
I know this girl who did it, who spent like a whole summer doing it.
Is she okay?
She did not come back the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be careful with your brains.
Yeah.
Speaking as someone who has done like a lot of drugs and has definitely like ruined my brain a little bit, I think. No, like I'm so stupid compared to how I used to be. I can tell.
It's the drugs.
It is the drugs. Like it does stuff to you.
Yeah.
Look at Ozzy.
Look at everyone.
Look at everyone. Look
Yeah,
at
I was
the
just like,
bio.
look at whoa.
Yeah.
Look at everyone though.
They say, what was his name? Who did like Ziggy Stardust?
What is that?
Never mind, you won't know who I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
I wouldn't.
Basically, this famous musician, he was doing so much cocaine for like one of his most famous albums that he doesn't really remember like making any of the album.
See, that's scary.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
No, I remember. I don't know. I like the perspectives that I get from tripping, even on acid. But acid was just so intense, and I don't think I need
That
to
intense
be
of an experience.
Yeah, I don't. Because I'm just like, no.
Yeah. I would do acid again. Not right now, and I wouldn't ever make it like a regular thing. But I would definitely like. I think I will do acid in the future when I'm at a different point in my life, though.
Love that for you. You're playing drugs ahead.
No, I just feel like
I'm just kidding.
I feel like it is like a very deep experience. You gain a lot from it. You grow a lot from it.
You do.
And I think maybe when I'm like settled a little bit more.
When I'm married and have kids, then I'll drop a tab.
I mean, I definitely will. But even before then.
How early, like, how would you handle your kids doing drugs or dabbling in drugs, and like what age is like
acceptable?
Yeah, and what's not?
That's a really good question. Because at the end of the day, like, I do think kids are gonna be kids, and like, they're gonna do that shit. If my kids were doing cocaine, like, yeah, I'd probably have an issue with it. I don't know how I would handle it though. I'd talk to them. I'd be like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
You know, like,
I think.
Because there's a lot of reasons to do drugs, and some of them are better than others.
I think age-wise, I was gonna say like 18, but like that's.
I mean, like, I think
16, 18.
I think that if my kid was like 15,
smoking
16,
weed or
smoking
something.
weed, I'd be fine with it.
It would just depend on this, like, so many
So many, it would
circumstances.
depend
It's
on the
like,
circumstances,
if
yeah.
they were not doing what they were supposed to do, like, I would have a problem with it. And the same thing with drinking. Like,
Yeah.
we've all, and I'm not promoting it or saying it's right, but, like, the more you tell a child no, like, and I'm an example of that, like, they're gonna go do it anyway. So
yeah.
if they were smoking or drinking, like, I would have so many talks to them about it and just make sure they're doing it responsibly. But also, I'd rather them do it at the house than do it somewhere else.
Girl, yeah, I agree.
Like, if
in
you
some
want to have friends
ways,
over
like,
and, like, get a little drunk and whatever, I get it. Like, you're gonna respect the house and, like, not be messy, but I don't want you drinking and driving or, like, being at some random person's house. Because that's where, like,
true.
a lot of crazy shit happens. Like, and I'm just...
Girl, crazy shit goes down.
I would be a nervous parent.
Girl, you are going to be a nervous parent. You're going to be
And that's why I'm not having kids
parent.
right now. Yeah, because, no, that's my little baby.
Yeah. I don't know, like, smoking weed at 16, yeah, I get it.
But you're not in 8th grade smoking weed.
Girl, no.
I'm sorry.
I had a
Like,
friend who started smoking weed when he was 12 years old.
yeah, 6th grade, 7th grade, because they had, like, older brothers or something.
That's way
like,
too young.
Yeah,
That is way too young. I was just on
like, why are you rolling up at, like, don't you have, like, 7th grade health class to go to or something?
Whatever, you know, like, go play soccer.
Go play kickball.
Yeah. I feel like such an old man, but yeah.
People need to be more careful with drugs, though.
People do crazy drugs at a young age, too. There's people who are, you know, like 14-year-olds who are like,
But
doing
people
heroin.
people need to learn, like, the effects of peer pressure and just, like, picking the right people to do these big things with, because these are, like, adult things to be doing. You know what I mean? Like, drinking, like, you should be mature about it. Like,
yeah.
You can't be fucking around. That's how drinking and driving accidents happen. That's how, like, just such crazy shit happens. Like, you know, just do it.
Do it carefully.
And find out your limits so you're not sick. You know, there's so much that goes into it, but people are a little too reckless. Sorry to say.
Oh, myself included. I think, too, though, when you are that age, your brain isn't fully developed. You know, we know this.
Yeah, true.
We know this. Like, the decisions that I was making when I was 16, 17 to, like, be doing a ton of drugs, it was all, like, I can tell that I was not thinking properly. The way that I am now as, like, an adult.
Yeah, because I think we're less selfish as an adult.
Well, and I just, like, I had a very different idea of, like, what
Well, you're thinking about
drugs
the consequences that come with your decisions. Like, back then, it's just like, oh, I hope my parents don't find out. That's it. Now it's going to affect my health. Now it's going to affect, like, the people around me. It's, like, more just, like, I hope my parents don't find out.
No, for me, it was definitely much more, like, a transition of seeing the darker side of things more, I think. You know, like, when I was...
You were thinking about that when you were 14, 15
No,
years
now
old?
that I'm older.
Yeah.
Now that I'm
no,
older,
but that's
I
what I'm
see
saying.
that
Like, what were you...
when I was that age, 16, when I was doing a lot of drugs, I was listening to The Weeknd, I was listening to Lana Del Rey, I was reading a bunch of, like, fucking beat novels, and I was like, doing drugs is so cool, it's glamorous, it's edgy.
Yeah.
You know, like, I want to be just like The Weeknd.
Do you think, since you're, like, naming things that influence, like, you doing certain things, do you think euphoria influences, like, this new generation? Like, to do drugs?
I wouldn't be surprised. I think that euphoria will have an effect where, like, some kids will look at it, like my sister, for example, will look at it and take it and say, oh my God, I'm never doing drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that some kids will look at it and say, like, oh my God, I want to do drugs. And I would be into, like, I haven't seen Euphoria. I've told you because, like, to me, I don't, like, I hate the word triggering, but, like...
Do you think it would trigger you?
I think it would trigger me a little bit, and I think it would kind of bore me. I'd be like...
No, it's a good show.
I think it would kind of trigger me, though.
It's a good show.
And I don't know, like, I don't want to watch, like... To me now, being older, and I think especially having younger siblings, like...
Mm-hmm.
it's hard for me to look at that and say like, oh wow, like you're 16, you're like shooting heroin, that's so cool.
But I don't look at it like that. I just think like there's just so much talent and like so much that people like different ages can get out of the show, because it's not just like focusing on like high schoolers. It's focusing on like the parents,
and
the relationship, how their decisions like affect other people around them, like whether it's their friends or like their family members. Like I think so much more goes into it. I don't know. I really like that show. HBO produces like a lot of good shows.
HBO does all of the best shows.
I'm sorry, White Lotus again. We keep talking about that show.
No, someone was saying like it's the best scripted TV.
HBO Max.
HBO.
Yeah.
Like any scripted show, like they're doing it.
I feel like it's getting bigger than Netflix. Am I
Yeah.
wrong?
I mean, the problem with HBO is like they drop shows for like no reason, kind of like left and right. I feel like, and they don't have as many options.
Yeah.
But I'm having that with Netflix. I wanted to watch Portlandia.
The only thing I'm gonna be watching is Elite, only because I'm dedicated. No, it's because I've watched all the seasons. It's like
yeah.
I don't even want to watch it, but the fact that I watch all the seasons, what am I gonna do? Stop?
You're invested.
I'm 4 seasons deep. If it's horrible, then I'll stop watching it. But the last season was like half good, half bad. The ending was so bad. I'm not gonna kill it, but oof, hated that.
I feel like that's another show, Elite, that kind of like glamorizes drugs.
Oh, 100%.
You know.
And sex.
And sex. Which is kind of in a way a drug.
People have sex addictions.
People do have sex addictions. God, it is an intense release of chemicals.
People don't talk about that enough though. I feel like we don't focus on like what pornography. I feel like we talk about it, we skip it, but so many people do it that I feel like it's almost like I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, it's like an I mean, we all do it.
We all no. That's what I'm saying.
Like, that's why it's an uncomfortable.
No one wants to like see it, recognize it as a problem. I feel.
I think that is probably the way that smoking was before it like stopped being as popular. Where like a lot of people knew that smoking was bad, but everyone did it. Everyone was addicted, and no one wanted to like acknowledge how toxic it is.
I just couldn't imagine like I have a high sex drive, but like wanting to have sex like all the fucking time, like that's intense. Like always wanting to, especially with like strangers, right? Like I couldn't imagine doing that.
I don't know. I mean, like
not slut shaming or anything. I'm just saying I couldn't.
No, like I remember during like a bad time in my life.
Yeah.
I had sex with 3 different guys in the same day.
But was it an addiction, or was it like you were trying to get over someone, or what? Like, why did you think you did that?
I think that it was just like
validation or something.
No, like I was young, and B, like this is also when I was like doing a lot of drugs and was like clearly like not in a normal headspace. But I don't know, I think it was just like so unhappy and like so bored in this place where I was living, where it was like it was literally just something to do. And also for me like because this was when I was in school, like there were no other gay people around me. There was no, and so for me I had this weird mindset of like, oh well, like if I want to interact with other gay people, I just have sex with other gay people and like we can hang out afterwards and I get my little fix.
My little fix.
But like, I mean, because this was really at a time where like everybody who I knew was straight. Everybody around me was straight. I didn't know a single other
It's
LGBTQ.
hard. It's hard being gay when there's no other
gays, and that's what drove me to drugs too. Definitely, I was like really uncomfortable.
So it's almost like something to do with people that you're not even comfortable
with. Yeah, and like it makes you feel
relatable.
good. Yeah. I mean, like that's why I was doing the drugs that I was doing at the time. Was like, it would, make me happy. I didn't like these people. I would get so talkative.
But I would do the same thing in terms of like hanging out with people and like smoking with them. And I'm like, and then I remember there was like a turning point, and I think it was like my early 20s, where I was just like, what the fuck am I doing here? I'd be baked, and I'm like, you do not want to be hanging out with anyone here.
People,
like,
yeah.
why are you here? Like, I just had this like weird awakening, and I'll never forget it. I'm just like, you're like, you guys could all be friends, but you don't need to hang out with these people. But what would happen was, I used to be close with this group of people, and then I just, out of guilty, like, I had a guilty conscience, and I'm just like, oh, what am I gonna do? Lie to them? Like, but you just grow out of friendships, you know, it's normal. But I'm like, why? I would get so high, and then I would get like so fucking uncomfortable. Like, we would just smoke and like chat, and then the chat would die down because I'm like, I don't relate to any of these people. Like, why am I here? And then I'd be like, now it's time to go home. Yeah.
I had that again, like when I was in college, like later, where with the team, like we were really close, and like we would all trip together.
You were tripping with your coworkers and your teammates?
And my teammates, I know. It's.
What type of people do you attract?
Girl, I'm telling you, it's because I'm a bad influence. It's because, and like, I think that what it is a lot of times for me is like, I'm very down for whatever, so other people feel comfortable.
You are down for whatever.
People feel comfortable saying,
it's so easy to convince you.
Oh, let's do this. Like, hey, do you want to do that? And I'm like, sure. Oh, like, hey, like, you wanna get drinks? Absolutely. You wanna do shrooms? Sure, why not? You know, here's a line. I'm like, okay, thank you. Go.
God.
At the gay bars, wanna do my poppers? Absolutely.
See, I'm the opposite. I go like on and off drinking. And smoking weed. That's it.
Smoking weed. You're not like you're not a user.
I'm not. I think it's because like when I know my body needs a break from it, I just stop completely. My problem is like I'm a little bit of an extremist, and if I do something, I do too much of it or nothing at all. Like there's no like middle ground. Like if I'm smoking, I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna smoke, like I want to get baked. If I'm drinking, I don't want to black out, but like
you want to get
I want to feel something. Like I want to like feel like drunk, and I think that's my problem. Yeah. But that's like a me versus me problem. It's not like I'm like spazzing out on people all the time or like.
I definitely feel like I am not like that. You know, like I do. I actively dislike.
You do
really
no. I think yours is like
sometimes.
I do like I'm more quantity and you're more like. Oh no! Not quality versus quantity. What is it? Like,
it's like I do it more regularly.
Yeah, and I do more of it when I do it.
When you do it,
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Speaking of this weekend,
going hard.
We're going a little hard. It's our last weekend in Barcelona, and we get lit.
It's our last weekend.
I know that's why
it makes me so sad.
I got this like cold from being outside in the rain like an idiot.
Yeah, because after he got kicked out of the one bar, he tried to go to another. Well, we tried to go to another. They wouldn't let him in.
Yeah. And
he just walked the streets.
So, excuse me. I ended up getting sick. I was so sick yesterday. I was dying. Sick. And then now I just like I'm a little congested, but this weekend I'm gonna feel better. I already feel better. I'm gonna have a tea, a little medicine. Tomorrow, going hard.
Going hard.
Saturday.
I can't decide if I'm gonna do those drugs that I bought.
Oh yeah, I forgot you bought drugs.
At that place that you don't remember.
Like I said, to each their own. I know what I'm not doing.
See, and it goes. I feel like it's like we were saying earlier. Like, be careful. Know what you're doing. Know who you're getting it from.
Yeah. See, I just don't trust anybody, so I'm just like, weed is as far as I can go with trusting somebody.
And I have to say,
and a little bit with shrooms. I'm a little sketched out with the shrooms, but if I feel like my dealer is like cool and he's like a normal person and like, I don't know, he just gives me like not sketchy vibes, I'm like, okay, I'll buy shrooms off of you.
You get very good quality weed through me here.
Yeah.
Because it's good. Like they grow it there themselves. Like it's a closed operation. Yeah.
Don't call them out. They're under it.
Oh. No, so here's how it works. Did I tell you? It's private property. You're allowed to smoke on private property. And so that's why. because they're saying this is a private property. You have to be a paying member to go. You can smoke here.
Yeah, if you're ever going to Barcelona, there's weed clubs.
Look up the weed clubs. It's such a good way to go. They have, it's good. It's good
Wait,
quality.
tell them about the duck.
Oh, yeah. It attracts all types of people. Saw a guy come in, perhaps homeless, question mark, on a scooter with this box attached to the front and a duck inside. And he just let the duck walk around the weed club.
There's no way.
Yeah.
Was it a big one?
Oh, it was like a full-size duck.
Was it like
I mean,
the white ones or the...
Yeah, it was a white duck, yellow beak, straight out of a cartoon.
You're kidding.
Like...
I would have pissed my pants.
No, and here's the really funny part. Here's the really funny part is he left the duck in the lobby and he went back to like the counter to buy weed. And the duck was just walking around and then it started freaking out and was quacking a lot. And the guy was like, hey, like, be quiet, like, I'm coming right back. And the duck stopped quacking.
No way.
Yeah. And then the duck started quacking a little more and he's like, I'll be right back. The duck stopped. Yeah. And then he rolled up and smoked a J with his duck sitting on his lap.
Imagine, like, I just couldn't. Like, I'm hanging out somewhere and a duck just walks in.
It was amazing. They're cute. They're super cute.
Could you have a pet dog?
Absolutely. I was telling you today at lunch. I want to have an exotic pet when I'm older.
Like a fox?
Like a fox. I would totally do a duck, a raccoon.
I want cats and dogs. That's it.
I would
2
have
cats,
a cat.
2 dogs.
I would have a cat. Dogs are boring. Everybody has a fucking dog. I don't care about your dog.
Wow.
No shade to the dog people.
I'm calling ASPCA.
ASPCA, go call PETA on me.
You are not a dog person.
I am not a dog person. They're fine. Like, I've met dogs that I like, but I'm definitely a cat person.
Oh, me too. 100%.
And I like to think I'm an exotic pet person.
Okay, I don't think so. But dogs...
Go, tell me you couldn't picture me with a little duck. A little duck walking around on a leash.
I want a little pig.
Girl.
That'd be funny.
My ex had a pet pig.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
Did they become the same person?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, he didn't.
He did.
What was the name?
I don't remember.
Why didn't you ask?
Oh, I definitely did. I just don't remember.
No, because it has to be something funny.
Girl, it definitely was.
Any name for a pig is
It's
hilarious.
Girl, he's a farmer boy, you know?
Okay, he's not a farmer boy.
Girl, he likes to think he is.
Yeah. He lives on a farm, but he's not a farmer
not
boy.
A farmer boy. But yeah, he had a pet pig, and he was saying, like, when it was a piglet, when it was a baby,
Mm-hmm.
they used to let it in the house, like, he would sleep in bed with it, like, it was fully a pet. And then, obviously, it gets big, and you, like, can't have it in your bed anymore.
Speaking of, like, exes turning into pigs, can you tell the people...
About all of my exes?
No, the curse.
The curse.
That you...
Yeah. I think it's a blessing. I think it's a curse. I think it's a blessing. All of my exes get fat.
And not that being fat is a problem, not body shaming or anything.
No.
And we're not saying, like, fat and, like, overweight. We're just saying, like, they gain weight and they just, like, don't take care of themselves at all. Like, they become, like, completely different people.
Do not.
You know, like, they're not living a healthy lifestyle.
Don't take care of their hair.
Yeah.
Don't take care of their physical health. I mean, like, one of them...
I'm like, all body shapes are appreciated. We're talking more of the lifestyle.
All body shapes are appreciated, but at the same time...
You need to have a healthy... Or not need to,
If you're living in Manhattan, where you have some of the best restaurants in the entire world you can...
Or any city.
Any city, and you are only eating fast food, you are...
By choice, not even that, like...
Choice,
like, you can't afford it or anything.
You have money, and you are only choosing to get fast food delivered, and that's what you eat every day.
Yeah.
That's a decision.
I agree. I feel like... I'm trying to think of, like... My exes don't...
Girl, the one we looked up today...
Oh, so I'm a crazy person and, like...
Oh, if you ever need to, like, stalk somebody...
Me.
DM us and he'll take care of you.
It's just no. When I want to find out about someone or like, I know
All
how
you
to,
need to do is give him a first name and a phone number.
no, literally that, and I'll find it. Anyways, I did my investigating.
So basically there was this one guy years ago.
Oh, you're obsessed with.
It's embarrassing.
That got away.
We went on like 2 dates 4 or 5 years ago now.
That was a long
time
and
ago.
you're still on it? Well, not anymore.
Not anymore. He was so hot. I remember he drove this Mercedes Benz. We parked by the lake. Big old dick.
Okay. Keep.
And then he just like disappeared.
So you got
I got
ghosted and you were mad.
I got ghosted. I was mad because I don't get ghosted. Like,
shut up.
I'm serious.
Okay.
Anyways, I've been thinking about this man ever since. And today at dinner, we found him, and same thing happened.
And then I click on the picture and I'm just like, wait, really? I was like, no.
No, he's not looking good. He got some very questionable piercings, I do have to say.
Very, very weird.
Questionable piercings.
And then you broke up with another person and...
The OnlyFans one?
Yeah.
Yeah, whose life is also not doing super
Exes.
well.
Oh, my exes. My exes are like the same. Like, they're just terrible.
Your exes just never change.
No, literally. No, they just don't grow up. They just don't grow up.
Worse. They
there's but it's not even like look worse. It's like they act worse. Yeah. Like they get like they become more of a shitty person. And I sit back and I'm just like, wow, that's unfortunate. Yeah. Cuz my ex psycho.
Yeah.
My exes are
psycho, but not on drugs, to bring it back to the...
Oh, yeah, like all my exes for the most part are pretty like clean cut. Yeah.
Which is also you. A
true.
lot of the people I talk to definitely have some sort of like issue. Whether it is substance, whether it's sex, whether it's...
How does that reflect you? No.
I think that I have the same issue.
I'm trying to think. I think it's because, like, I'm trying to think. Oh, fuck, I forgot what I was talking about. I hate when this happens.
We were talking about how everybody who I talk to, they either, like,
really like it's because, like, I can't keep up with people who, like, go hard.
Go hard like that.
Like, I can't. I was talking to somebody over, like, earlier in the year.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, I'm trying to switch it up. So I'm like, I go after these clean cut, like, don't do this, blah, blah. Well, not that they say that to me. They're like, they're very, like, strict on themselves. They're like, I don't know. They're just, I don't know why I attract that certain type of person. It's very self-disciplined.
Could not be me.
And I was seeing this person that I met at a club, and they were just so fucking messy. Like, they were drinking every day, always going out. When are we going out? What are we doing? And I'm like, can we just lay in bed?
In bed and chill,
like,
yeah.
No, we would I would sleep over after a night out, cracking open a beer.
First thing in the morning.
Or like for lunch or something.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm just like, we just had a night of drinking, and I'm like literally coming back to life. Like, my brain is like buzzing. I'm like, and they drank the same amount of me, so I'm just like, how are you going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really struggle the next day with alcohol. Like,
I struggle. If anyone has any, besides like drink water, I think I need a little bit more than just a drink water advice.
They definitely have pills for whatever you deal with. There's a pill for everything.
I don't want to take pills to feel better about drinking.
Yeah, but like you can take one of those preventative hangover cure things. They totally have something for alcohol allergy.
Probably. I'm definitely allergic.
You definitely are.
I don't know why.
Fine. And you're gonna suck.
Who do I get it from?
What do you mean?
Like, where does that come from?
Oh, like a pharmacy? Or like...
No, I meant like, where does my allergy come from?
God telling you to calm down.
No, I'm saying like who's in my family that has it. I don't know. I was just thinking.
Probably your dad. The way you talk about him.
Oh yeah, my dad doesn't drink at all.
Maybe you'll become like him.
Stop.
They say you turn into your father.
Stop.
Girl, I'm turning
No.
into my father. It's
You
creepy.
think so?
Yes. Yes. Sometimes I notice it and I'll be like, that's literally something my dad would do. And depending on what it is, I'll either be like, that's kind of cool, or I'll be like, that's so gross.
Imagine becoming a father.
Girl, I'm already daddy.
Okay.
All these bitches is my sons.
Like imagine you had a kid to tend to.
Have you ever had a pregnancy scare?
No.
I have. I've had more
Who
than
got
one.
you pregnant?
Girl, I've had more than one pregnancy scare.
How many babies do you think would have had if you counted all the times?
Oh, I did that.
You did that?
What?
You counted?
No. I'm saying if I counted all the times that I cream. I'm not even. I'd have a lot of kids, or I'd have a lot of abortions.
Stop! You're pro abortion?
Of course, your body, your choice.
No, I agree.
On the topic of drugs and abortion, I have always wondered why the pro drug legalization reform and the pro life people or pro choice people don't link up and say your body, your choice, because I think fundamentally those are kind of the same things.
Yes and no.
Really?
Yeah, because like with drugs can like affect other people in terms of like you can have someone on drugs like attacking people.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
like when it comes to you having a baby, it's
separate,
like different.
That's a very separate thing. Like I think.
But why is it under the same?
I'm saying like most people. I'm sorry to say it. Most people who are doing drugs are not attacking people. Most people who are doing drugs are like you and me, who we're doing it in our own homes. We're doing it at nightclubs. We're doing it, like safe. We are acting normal.
Yeah, but that's because we don't do hard drugs though.
Girl, most junkies, most people who are shooting heroin are not out like raving in the streets. They're
not junkies.
What? They're like zonked out on the couch, like even people who are doing meth, like let me tell you, I know quite a few people who have done crystal meth, and none of them have
Love that for you.
Girl, yeah. None of them have ever like attacked anyone. That's like the small minority.
No, I know.
I think that if you like...
Yeah, but I just feel like how do you go to work and have addiction? Like, how do you take care of your children?
People do it all the time.
Yeah, but a lot of people shouldn't be doing it.
I mean...
Think about, like, someone doing hard drugs and then driving their kid to school or something. Like, I don't think hard drugs should be promoted. I don't think
they should be promoted.
There should be, like, recreational drug use, or recreational drugs, but I feel like there is that line, like...
So where would you draw the line? What would be okay, and what would you say, like, no?
I think, like... Because coffee's a drug. Weed.
Alcohol.
I think that's it.
Really? You don't think that shrooms...
Oh, shrooms.
Acid?
No.
No?
No.
Not what about MDMA?
I feel like that's all like that's not real. Like shrooms, like weed, that's real. Like that comes like you grow
it's all real. It's all real.
Yeah, but acetab is not like a real thing. Like that's like
it doesn't.
It's like a bunch of chemicals and shit.
It doesn't. It's not natural.
Yeah, it's not natural.
It's not natural.
So I don't think it's like right to put in your body, in my opinion. Not saying have I done that in the past. Yes, I have, but now in my mid-20s, I would not put those things in my body. because I don't know where it's come from. Like, I don't know. I just don't trust it.
That's why I think that drugs should be legalized.
I just don't trust it.
If you could buy drugs produced by a company like Merck, like Pfizer, and I get like there's a lot of like ethical questions going in there. The reason why drugs are so dangerous isn't just like that they are drugs. The reason that they're so dangerous is because you don't know what's in there.
Yeah, but they put a price tag on it, and people are gonna want something to not have to pay. Like,
but I mean, like you look at something like MDMA, which like I happen to think like I think that should be like fully legal. Like I think you should.
I don't think so.
I think you should be able to go to a store, a special store, over the age of 21, and purchase MDMA. I don't get like 100% think maybe not crack. Probably like. Yeah, like I feel like a lot of these things like people are gonna do drugs no matter what. And
no, I get that, but I wouldn't be on the end of like promoting it and being like
I don't think we should be promoting it, but I think that for people who choose
like I get the pro-choice, but I wouldn't put pro-drugs with that. I think those are two different things.
I think that you should like have the freedom, like even if we're not promoting it, even if we're not.
I mean, no, and I agree with that. I think everyone should have the freedom to do whatever they want as long as it's not affecting me or like the people. You know, don't kill anyone.
Don't kill anyone. Yeah.
If you want to make those decisions and go down a path of like killing yourself over drugs and shit, like that, there's nothing I can do about that. Exactly. You know, as a stranger, like there's nothing I can do. But I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I want pro drugs. Like, just go for it. Do whatever you want. Like, I think people need to be, you know, restricted a little bit because
disincentivized.
I just think if we just say whatever, go for it, like people are going to take advantage of that and like it's going to affect like everybody else, not just like them.
I think that we should do it in a way where we say it exactly like that. If you want to do these drugs, knock yourself out. Don't make it anybody else's problem.
But no one's going to listen to that because they're going to go past their limits. No, they won't. They're going to go past their limits and then affect other people.
But we already have that happening.
Yeah. But I think if we promote it, it's going to be a bigger problem, in my opinion.
I guess agree to disagree.
Yeah. That's okay. People have different opinions.
Yeah, we don't always have to agree on everything.
Yeah, of course
That's
not.
Fine.
Fights about this later. No, kidding.
I mean, no, this turns off that.
We're going to turn it off and then scream and then come back. No.
We're going to have a bare knuckle.
I'm also like more clean cut of a person than you are. And that's not, and even to anybody listening to this, like I'm not being judgmental of saying like I'm more clean cut, you're not, I'm better. No, like I mean, to each their own. Everyone do whatever you want because like it just do it responsibly.
I feel like we're perfectly saying. I mean, like because I am not clean cut.
You know? No, I know, and it never comes from a place of like judgment.
Exactly.
Like, when we talk about these
perfectly
things.
Fine.
Yeah.
You don't. I know that you aren't like wow, like you're so
right. And if you had a problem, like if any of my friends had a problem, I'd be like, hey, let's talk about. I recognize this, like. Exactly. But I can't force anybody to do anything.
And in the same vein, like I don't look at you as like boring or dull because you don't do these things. Like we still have a good time together.
I want to brush because we're getting towards the end, but I want to brush on if all you do is smoke with like your friends or like every time you hang out with like a relationship or a friend and you're drinking or smoking. I don't feel like that's good friendship.
I feel like
every single time, like if it happens, you know what I mean? Like I don't. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, especially when you guys like just meet each other and like that's.
Yeah, that's like what the connection is.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because you can have sober friends.
Well, I mean, I think that it's important to be able to hang out with people sober. You know, like if you can hang out, because I almost feel the opposite in some ways. You know, for me, like. Especially with smoking, I've told you like I get quiet, I get very introverted, and like if I can smoke with you and still have a good time.
I'm like, I like you.
Exactly. I'm like, okay, like you're clearly a good friend. If I'm sober, I can fake it.
Well, I remember just like looking back at like certain people who I was talking about earlier and being like, not only are they a bad influence, but like
Every time we
I'm
hung out,
never
we were
sober
doing
around them. Like it's
something,
literally just like we're gonna smoke or we're gonna drink or we're gonna do this or we're gonna do that, and then it's always something with them, and that's when I was just like, I need to hang out with like different people. Yeah, and that's not to say they were bad people or anything. I'm just they were bad people, but
for you.
I mean, it doesn't come from a place of like
they weren't bad people because they did drugs. They were just
bad people
for you who happened to party a lot.
Exactly. And like if you want to go crazy, go crazy. I just don't want to be a part of it.
Yeah. Well, on that note, thank you for tuning in
to another episode.
We're gonna go smoke some more weed.
Yes.
Probably.
Thank you for listening to our stories, and please make sure to like and subscribe.
Really,
really appreciate it.
Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Tumblr.
Yes, Chatty Chonga.
Chatty Chonga. Maybe an Instagram will be coming soon.
Maybe. And if you have any questions, please.
Or just like thoughts and opinions. Like,
or topics for us to talk about. We'll bring it in. Shout you guys out. I'm so down for that.
Absolutely.
But thank you.